Yorkshire Vikings pulled off a stunning 3-wicket win with 3 balls to spare on the Duckworth-Lewis method over Leicestershire Foxes at Grace Road to stay on top of Group A and almost guarantee a place in the quarter-finals of the Royal London One Day Cup. Bowling first after winning the toss, Yorkshire began well, making the most of the conditions both on the ground and overhead. They struck first at the start of the 8th over, Angus Robson beaten all ends up by Jack Brooks on 12. It was 34 for 2 in the 12th over when Greg Smith went in an identical fashion for 4. So Leicestershire looked to Niall O'Brien, fresh from his match-winning 100 at the Ageas Bowl last time out, to make a telling contribution again. But Adil Rashid removed him with his second delivery, the Irishman giving his wicket away by plugging a big full toss straight to Kane Williamson in the deep. O'Brien was out for 34 and was soon joined back in the pavilion by Dan Redfern, who was stumped off Rashid's googly after making 15. And when Shiv Thakur was another to lose his off-stump, this time to Rich Pyra, before he'd scored, the Foxes had stumbled to 92 for 5. With 20 overs of their innings remaining, the total read 118 for 6. Scott Styris the next to fall as he edged 16-year-old Matthew Fisher behind on 19. Leicestershire were in trouble against the group leaders, who were looking for a 4th win from 5 games in this 50-over competition. The home side have shown some fight of late, and they did again here, through Matt Boyce and Tom Wells, the former having the better of a crucial 7th wicket stand of 54 runs. Within it, Boyce made it to a 50 off 72 balls, a streaky 4 off Pyra, his 5th, taking him there. The left-hander was playing the role his side so desperately needed, as he carried the total to 166 for 6, with 10 overs of the innings remaining. 6 runs later, he lost Wells for 24, Brooks with the catch at mid-on off Pyra. To set something competitive, Leicestershire still needed plenty more, and Ben Rain played the innings which kept his side in this contest. He took 15 runs off a Pyra over, including this 6, and a further 16 runs were taken off a Fisher over, as Rain cleared the rope again over long on. Having smashed 43 off 35 balls, he was out in the last over, but with Boyce making 74 not out at the other end, Leicestershire closed on 236 for 8 from their 50 overs. The Vikings then lost both of their openers early. Alex Lees edged Charlie Shrek behind before he'd scored, and Adam Lyth top-edged to pull off Anthony Ireland to be well caught by Styris on the run. With the total on 27 for 2 after 11 overs, a very heavy shower took the players off, and when they returned, the target had been reduced to 191 off 32. Williamson then went for his shots. But 140 was still wanted off just 18 overs at a rate of 7.7 when Andrew Gale lost his balance and was bowled by Thakur for 10. Then in the next over, Williamson on 20 chipped Rain out to Shrek at long off. And the Foxes were looking hungry for the win when Rashid was very well held by O'Brien off Styris to leave the visitors on 82 for 5, with 109 more to get in 13 overs. Styris seemed to be leading his side home, and in his next over, he had Jack Leaning caught at third man after the batsman threw the kitchen sink at the ball. With just 4 wickets in hand, 86 were required off the last 10 overs, and the visitors had it all to do. They just about stayed in this contest thanks to Andrew Hodd and Tim Bresnan. They struck 2 fours off each of the 25th, 26th and 27th overs to bring the target down to a much more manageable 38 runs of the final 5 overs. Indeed, not a single over in the 7 that they were together in failed to bring at least 1 boundary, as the Vikings emphasised their power in this format. This looked as if it would be a big moment, as Hodd, on 37 at the time, was dropped at wide long on by Rain. The ball also went for 4. The game was turning Yorkshire's way. But at the start of over number 28, Bresnan on a 19-ball 24 was held in that position by Wells off Shrek, and now with 29 balls left, it was very difficult to pick a winner. Hodd then was now the key man. His 8th 4 took him to a crucial half-century off only 35 balls, but 30 runs were still left to get from the final 3 overs. Thacker began over number 30 of the 32 by gifting 5 runs with a horrible wide. Hod then drove the next ball for 4, only because of a misfield on the boundary's edge. One delivery had cost 9 runs. It meant 17 were left to get off the last 2 overs, and Hod launched Rain over the rope before he sent the next delivery for 4 to leave only 5 to find of the last 6 deliveries. The first was a leg by, the second was a dot ball, and then the third was smashed over mid-wicket for 6 by Pyra. What appeared to be an almost certain defeat for Yorkshire had ended in a 3-wicket win with 3 balls unused. Hod only playing because Johnny Bairstow was scoring 100 for the England Lions, the hero with an undefeated 69 off 43 balls. So the Vikings now have 4 wins from 5 to sit on top of their group, and with an excellent net run rate they may now take some stopping as they stay on the road to Lords. They next come up against Essex in Scarborough on Monday, while Leicestershire, who've now lost 3 from 5, next entertain Northamptonshire at Grace Road on Sunday, a must-win game for them.